There's a few bits and bobs we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about S&P 500. We're going to talk about Songbird. I told you so. And we're going to talk about what you've probably seen on the thumbnail if you're seeing this later on, is that we have launched a token. So there's a whole bunch of stuff I'm going to be explaining. If you do have the patience, please stick around. I'll explain all of this and it will make total sense to you guys. Complete transparency for everything, right? What I'm about to say. So my name is Sham. This is your File. The truth is always out there, and you're about to hear a whole bunch of stuff. So first thing is, obviously, we're going to talk about the crypto that we've launched. I'll talk about that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about S&P 500, and then I'm going to talk about Songbird, SGB, because I told you so, right? And the truth is out there, so I'll prove it to you. I told you so. So here's the fun part, right? So let's go with this, right? So we created a token today, right? And there's a reason behind this, because I've been talking about talking with the community in creating a community token, right? And in that particular community token, we spoke about it in the last few streams as well, where I said, look, we're going to be doing a community pool, like a funding, basically have one dev wallet for the entire community. So we're going to do it on a vesting schedule, and at some stage what we're going to do is we're going to agree, like a democracy, we're going to agree when we redistribute the tokens. So nobody sells, but the tokens that are collected in the developer wallet, they get redistributed to everybody equally, and then people can choose whatever they want to do, right? So that's a democracy basically. So you can win, you can lose, or whatever. Everybody obviously assumes loss when they basically going. So there's no financial advice there. It's like, look guys, there's nothing like this. If it reaches a certain goal, you agree predetermined goal, then you would get there. So that's the entire idea behind that one, right? But I had to do some live testing because there are a few platforms I haven't used before. So what I did today, I thought, you know what, out of goodwill, right, I'm going to create, and a lot of people might say, what goodwill? You created a coin, it's your coin. Yeah, it's my coin, but this is the goodwill, guys. I didn't keep anything. Complete black and white transparency. I did not. The developer wallet does not hold a single fraction of a token. All right, and that's my promise to you guys. I will go and buy later on, but I have seen someone buying like 2 Solana's worth, dumping 1.5 Solana's worth, and buying and selling basically. I've seen that, so it is what it is. Adil Ahmed, nice from England, nice to see you. KR, yes my brother, nice to see you as well. Faisal, salam to you my brother as well. So we've launched that basically. So it was originally for testing purposes, but I might as well do a live coin. And is it your third live? Awesome, my brother. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. I hope you subscribe, man. I hope you subscribe. If you have, that's awesome. So at least that way you get to know what we're getting up to, right? I see Michael Jennings. Awesome. Nice to see you as well. So, all right, let's continue with this, right? So the token, I wanted to test how the platforms work because I'm using Pump Fund and I'm using a fair launch on the Pump Fund, right? And most people can vouch for this. Whoever used Pump Fund, they know this, right? They have like a built-in mechanism, so there's anti-rugs. However, developers can still buy and sell. So I said, no, as a developer, I'm not going to do that. That's why I created the coin and I did not take a single token. And just for this video, if you look below in the description, I've put the Twitter link where I tweeted it from my personal account. I've tweeted it about the token. I've put the website, which is like a meme coin type of website. I did that, so I'm not investing any money into it. And then obviously the coin link is there as well. So it's all there. And I know a lot of people from UK can't access it. That's because of GDPR rules and whatnot and all the monetary issues that we have. So all of those things you will find below, guys, and I recommend use a VPN to access it basically, and you'll see the token, right? And everyone's free to, it's there basically. The description of the token clearly says you're free to do whatever you want. I'm not the one who's doing anything, right? So I'm not doing anything. I'm not getting involved in this. You guys do whatever. It's just for fun. So end of the day, that's what it is. I don't have any monetary rewards from that. Of course, if you guys feel generous, right, if some one of you become a whale and you feel generous and you want to give me some later on, by all means, I'll share my wallet address, right? But I'm not buying anything. So that's that, right? And I did say to everyone, I said, if I do even buy it, probably 6 months from now. So keep this video, note this video, save it, do whatever you want to do, put it on a playlist as a memory, note the date, and watch how the developer wallet buys 6 months from now. It will buy this coin that I've launched 6 months from now. So that's my word to you guys. So it is what it is, right? So anyway, So that's that basically. So that I just wanted everyone to understand, guys. The yes, I did it for a testing purpose, but there's no harm in just doing one as long as you guys know the full evidence, the full truth is out there. I did not keep anything, so you know that I have no motivation behind other than the fact that I was doing it as a test and I've launched it. So now it's our community, our channel's own little token, for a bit of fun, right? So do whatever you want. It's up to you guys. I recommend play a couple of dollars or whatever if you do want to go and fiddle about. Of course, it's not financial advice, because there will be people who will come and snipe it. I'm not even joking. There are people, as I said, someone's already bought 2 Solanas worth, right? So think about it. He's sitting there, he's waiting there, he's waiting for people. So think about it this way, right? So people are going to come and buy, do whatever, and good luck to all of you guys. Enjoy, right? And as I said, in the future, if you guys feel like, okay, Sham's lost out, we want to sort him out, yeah, you can happily sort me some out. I'll give you my wallet address. In fact, you can see the dev wallet address and you can just send it to the dev wallet address. How easy is that, right? It's all completely black and white, guys. Fully doxed, no hanky panky business there. So that's that. Anyway, leave that aside. Right, let's talk about Bitcoin, right? I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, right? So today, obviously, yesterday we talked about Bitcoin, how Bitcoin is looking for a big reset on a 5-day. So we are definitely seeing a big reset on a 5-day. And by the way, guys, I am going to definitely read all the chats as well. Just give me a moment. I will definitely read all the chats. But yeah, I mean, I think Adil and Faisal, not Adil, no, first is a little bit far, but yeah, Adil, I can see where you're saying you're from, Hanworth and XYZ. Yeah, awesome, my brother. Nice. Nice. Okay. Anyway, so Bitcoin, obviously, on a 5-day, we're gonna see, like on, as I said, like we've got about 4 days now. We have about 3 days remaining for the reset to activate, and that's when we're going to start seeing something bullish, basically. So we are looking like more likely for a Christmas pump, right? For a Santa pump. We are going to definitely see that. We talked about it yesterday. That's definitely happening. Most of the alts, as I mentioned before as well, like the top tier coins, they all reset, because I'm only following the top tier coins. They all reset saying they're bullish. And today, yes, so far I'm seeing BTC is the only one which is kind of bleeding out while the others are turning green, right? So just as I mentioned, that's exactly what's happening right now. So it's a good thing, right? So that's that. Of course, I can't really give you another analysis on top of that because the analysis is done. We've talked about it from like 4 days from yesterday, which is now 3 days from today. So can't say any more, right? Just leave it there. So far, everything looking good. I'm not really that concerned. Of course, if BTC does a sharp pullback, then we might get a little bit worried, right? If it does a sharp pullback, then we might get a little bit worried. But other than that, we should be fine because we need BTC to go sideways. That's all it is. That's all we're asking for. Christmas, all we want for Christmas is BTC to go sideways. Right? That's all we want, right? And then things will look really, really good for us, right? So that's that. Now, I want to get into something where KR mentioned something earlier on Discord, and he talked about S&P 500. Now, S&P 500 in the US is a Dow Jones index fund, and then in the UK we also have the FTSE 100, which is the 100 top projects, basically, or whatever you want to call it, companies out there. Now, all of those, there's one thing you have to notice, right? A lot of people haven't noticed this, and I know people who don't follow, of course, crypto people don't follow this, right? Since 2020, so prior to 2020, it wasn't that correlated. To be honest, it wasn't that. Crypto did its own thing, stocks did its own thing. But since 2020, right, something fascinating has been happening. We've been noticing how the S&P 500, especially, has been kind of correlated with BTC, right? In fact, S&P 500 dumped 1 month prior. I think it was like 2-3 weeks prior to BTC dump, right? 2020, I'm talking about 2022. So in 2022 October, S&P 500 dumped, and then in November BTC dumped, right? Well, freaking amazing, right? And this, we're seeing this connection now. So when we see these pumps and when we see these new highs, we're also seeing the same thing happen to S&P 500. Now, of course, there's a few connections I can make. There's a whole bunch of conspiracies out there and a whole bunch of theories that I have, which I can talk about if you guys have the time, but I won't really go into that deep right now. But let's put it this way. There's a massive correlation, because look, for the short of it, BTC has institutional investments in there as well. So these traditional traders, they will follow the market like it's a traditional market for them. So they don't see crypto as crypto like we do. They see it just like a normal product because of the ETFs and all of that we have in there, right? Because think about it, how much money they're trading there. So when it comes to Adil, I'm not sure what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, moderator and this and that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a moderator. Right? I'm the owner of the channel. Faisal and all of those guys, they're moderators. But yeah, we're gonna get to that in a bit, guys. Please, I'm gonna just switch off the thing. So anyway, so what I'm gonna switch off the chat for now. You guys carry on. I'm gonna switch off the chat. Of course, if you really need to talk to me, you can always use a super chat. But I don't recommend using any super chat, guys. I'm not here for your money or anything. Please, I don't need any of your donations or whatsoever. Right? I'm here for you guys and just to give you information, nothing more. So please don't use that. Just bear with me 5-10 minutes while I go through this without any confusion, and then I'll activate the chats again. Right? So. What was I saying? So the S&P 500 since 2020, I've noticed how it's basically kind of correlated, where if BTC does something, then S&P reacts to it, or if S&P does something, then BTC reacts to it. But more often than not, it's usually what S&P does, right? That's what I've noticed. FTSE not so much, right? So FTSE has been on a climb, right? It's been climbing on an uptrend for a very long time, and of course it's coming in for a correction. And pretty much similar time when I mentioned 2-3 weeks ago, I said, guys, we are overbought. We were overbought on everything. So even on FTSE, we were overbought. Even on S&P, we were overbought. And what's happened now is basically, if you look at the charts, if you look at the RSI, if you look at the MACD, what you notice is the exact same pattern on the weekly. So you have to look at it on the weekly, guys. So if you go and look at on the weekly trading view or whatever you use, put S&P 500, right, or SP 500 basically. Normally the ticker is SP 500, and then for FTSE it's FTSE, right? If you just put that in, you will actually see that how the weekly trend has been almost identical, right? And they have actually started to flip bearish, exactly like BTC, right? So now the correlation, before it was like there was a 2-week gap, so we can kind of predict if S&P dumps, everything else is going to dump since 2020. But now what we can see is basically if one dumps, then the other's going to dump as well, because it's being institutionally taken over. Of course, as I said, there's a whole long conversation I can have regarding my theory on the institutional takeover. I think it's another video for another day, because it will be a long one when I start to explain to you how Bitcoin is going completely under centralized control. And when it does, it will act just like any other centralized assets. It's actually becoming very centralized, complete control, to the point where in a few years time, next update, whatever, 5 years time, right? I can't tell you for sure. But I can tell you this much for sure, that if the institutions take total control, they will be able to update it as they want. I won't be surprised if BTC has a 10,000 TPS, right? Transactions per second. If it has that in the future, I won't be surprised. So I'll leave you guys with that. Of course, if you're new here, I will talk about all sorts of crazy theories that I have based on certain facts that are in the market. But of course, as I said, it's a long video, so I won't make this into a long video. Let's do this on another day, and make sure to subscribe, like, and turn your notifications or whatever. And definitely we are going to do a video on that, because I want to kind of explain to you guys how BTC has been getting into the hands of all of these centralized institutions, the big boys out there, the BlackRocks, the MicroStrategies, and all of that, right? And how it's becoming this like kind of army of centralized people who are now taking complete control, but they're doing it in such a subtle way, nobody's even realizing it. Nobody's realizing what they're doing, right? People just see they bought, oh, spot ETF, yeah, they bought, yeah, all of that is great. They're just seeing the good news, and people are hyping it, helping the whales basically who are holding it already. We are helping them pump their bags. That's what's happening. But there's another reality there. So hence why, I've mentioned this many times before. I said, look, I'm a BTC bull. I'm a BTC maxi who now is not a BTC maxi. I'm like, do you know what? Yeah, it's had its time. It's had its time. Now, if you want to get out of centralization, you might want to start looking elsewhere, right? Hence why I'm not a meme coin fan. Today I launched a meme coin. Right? As I said, the link's in the description. Go and check it out, guys. Fully doxed. I'm here. My face is here. So a lot of people there were some people commenting, oh, this guy's a known rugger. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm here. What the hell is wrong with you guys? So end of the day, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But this is what it is, right? So S&P 500, if it dumps, and I think it is going to come in for a correction because it is overbought. If it does come in for a dump, we can expect BTC to dump, guys. So, this whole thing I've been warning you guys for almost a month and a half now, guys, we're overbought, right? Big indicators are pointing down. In fact, just recently, a couple of days ago on the live stream, I said to you guys, I said, guys, we could be coming in for a big correction. If we do, then it could be over. But however, if we can go around 90k, stay there, move sideways, then we can actually reset the indicators. And that's what we want to do. That's what we want. We want Bitcoin to go to $92,000, sit there for a little while the altcoins take over and go on a full force altcoin season, because that's what's going to give us the biggest amount of gains. Right, biggest amount of gains. I know there's a whole bunch of Bitcoin maxis who come and, oh, Bitcoin's the only one, everything else is just basically taking away attention from there and this and that. They're just a waste of time. Yeah, fine. If you can afford to buy an entire Bitcoin, great. But most of my community members can't buy an entire Bitcoin. Right, so let's be real with that. Most of my community members can't buy that. They probably can buy 0.1 BTC or something, or they can buy an entire BTC. But guess what? They've already bought it. Right? They've already bought it when it was a lower price, and they're sitting on it right now. So they're just waiting to cash out. Do you know what I mean? But they don't have any more funds to go and buy another one. So let's not talk about that. I know a lot of these maxis will come and act as if, Bitcoin's the only thing. Good luck to you if you can buy an entire BTC. What are you doing on my channel? Don't be on my channel. Go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Right? So that's that. And then, of course, when we talk about when I sometimes talk about XRP, I will talk about how XRP is great and I'll be positive about it. But at the same time, I'll talk about the negative sides to it, which is how centralized it is. And for example, I don't like the founders. I don't like how many coins they hold, how many coins basically Ripple Labs or the foundation holds. I don't like that because it's black and white, guys. It's there. If you research, you'll find it. They originally gave the XRP Labs, which is the Ripple's foundation, they gave them 80% of the entire supply. 80%. So everybody's excited about having 20%, but what they didn't realize is it wasn't even 20% because the founders took a lot of the coins as well, and they hold a large sum. So that's one of the reasons why I just didn't like it. I hated it. I still hate it. I still hate the founders. I still hate the Ripple Labs. I still hate all the institutional connection, right? And for me, the moment they mentioned the ROUSD, I'm panicking. I'm like, ooh, now they're coming into complete surveillance where they might come and basically seize my funds and do whatever they want. Because now if they control the blockchain, right, then they can do whatever. You know what I mean? And that kind of relates back to that theory I have about Bitcoin being centralized as well. So we'll talk about it on another day and hopefully get there. But Songbird. So let's move into Songbird, right? So S&P 500, as I mentioned, right, guys, very simple. Let's not make it a long one. If S&P 500 crashes, we're going to see a massive crash all over the globe. It's going to happen all over the globe, including FTSE, including BTC, including the entire crypto. We're going to get wiped out, right? We're going to get wiped out. So what we need is everything to move sideways. Doesn't matter what kind of stocks it is, what kind of shares it is, what kind of commodity it is. We need it to move sideways. That's when things are going to get really interesting. Now, let's talk about Songbird. So I don't know if you remember, I did a live stream and I spoke about Songbird and Flare Network. There's a thumbnail. It's on my channel. It's there. In the comments, I've had people come up to me and say to me, Songbird is not a canary network. It's not a test network. I've had that. I've had people telling me how it's not. I've had people argue with me. It's not. It's its own network. And I said, no, it's a test network. Again, people don't do the research. They go somewhere, and I'm the bad guy because I'm telling you what the truth is. The truth is always out there. I tell you what the truth is, so people don't like that. They come to correct me. I'm like, okay, fine, each to their own. I'd never denied Songbird doesn't have its own coin. Yes, it has its own coin. So it's kind of a different type of a test network, which means normal test network have dummy coins, which means they have zero value. But with Songbird, their test network, those coins actually hold value, means you and I could actually buy and sell them. We can trade them. So it's there for test purpose, but you can, like we did today, we did 0x Files, meme coin today, 1 billion token launch today, right? That is a test coin and it's tradable. You can buy, sell, do whatever you want. I don't hold any, but you can buy, sell, do whatever. We made it as a test and I'm transparent about it. This is exactly like Songbird. Songbird was made as a test network. So whatever they're going to build on Flare Network, they would do all of that on that thing, right? And now obviously all the tests and everything is done. All the smart contract, all the functionalities are done. Well, guess what? They're going to, like on Flare, so it's all done on Flare. And of course, many projects are going to launch on Flare, by the way. So don't get me wrong. Flare's not going anywhere. And I don't think Songbird's going anywhere as well, right? Forget all the FUD. I don't really care about that. I'm still bullish on Songbird. So if I see a dip on a Songbird, I'm buying Songbird. That's how I'm going to tell you, right? Songbird, I'm going to buy. If I see a dip on Flare, I'm going to buy Flare, right? By the way, I've always held Flare since when they first launched, because they first launched and they airdropped Flare token for the amount of XRP you held. They gave a 1-to-1. I don't know how many people know this, right? So I've been holding Flare from when I used to hold XRP. I sold my XRP but I never sold my flare. I'm still holding those flare. Think about it. And I've topped up even more. So I've always held flare. And Songbird I've always held as well. That one I actually received through the Polkadot parachains. I received that through there. So I have that and I've topped up as well, right? So those are the coins I'm still holding, and I'll buy the dip, right? Because I still believe in it. Doesn't matter what the FUD is. However, what I can say to you, once the technology has been evolved or completed, whatever they need to do, they will for sure, right? Adopt that technology into XRP Ledger. That's going to happen. That's going to be the new update that they're going to do. Of course, none of us are going to know about it. They're going to do this update. And that's how XRP becomes what it is. So that's why I always said the XRP and Songbird and Flare are all connected. Right? I've said it on my video. The truth is out there. So please go and see that. Now I'm going to put the chats back on because I have said what I need to say. So I'm going to go to chats and see what the chat says. Let's have a look at all the chats. So let's have a look at all the chats. Right. Let's see what was going on. Someone's left. I'm not sure what's happened. Michael Jennings says hi. Yes, no problem. Adil is gone. I'm not sure what's going on. Learn a lot, whatever. Yeah, JR Speng says makes sense. Maybe because of the ETFs. That's why. Yes, the ETFs. So what you have to understand with the ETFs, right? ETFs allowed a lot of other institutions, so not the main boys, right? So institutions were already able to buy. That's not something a lot of people don't know, but they just didn't buy it publicly, but they were able to buy anyway, because there are a lot of taxes and all sorts of other ways you can actually kind of not pay too much. You can expense it if you buy crypto. So that was already allowed because since like 2014, 2015, 2016, right? A lot of people were able to. In the UK, since 2016, we were crypto didn't have any taxes. So as a business, you could invest into crypto without any issues, and you don't pay any taxes. Right, and you can actually even write off as an expense. So business expense, you can write it off. So people are holding, and most people, like there's we had I think it was Theresa May or somebody, I can't remember, our prime minister at that time. Even she went on a podium and she said, yeah, we're not gonna, there's no taxes or anything for crypto. That was then. Of course, things changed by 2020. And then when we had the ETF, that opened up a whole new door for a lot of people, because the ETF, a lot of people don't realize this. Yes, we have spot ETFs. Mostly people think, oh, it's just crypto specific. It's not. The ETF allowed people to trade this in the stock markets. They're trading in the actual trading desk, like proper stock market. That's where the ETF's happening. So, of course, we only have 21 million coins, but they're trading 2 billion, like, I don't know, some ridiculous amount of coins. That's what because it's just money move. That's what it is. And they're doing that right now. Of course, they have spot, like they buy someone's spot. But it's hilarious, right? How the ETFs work. And of course, we're going to get to a stage at some stage where they don't even need the Bitcoin anymore. We're going to get to that stage where it's going to be virtual Bitcoin. Right? We're going to get there. And I'm sure there are products out there that we don't know about that they're already doing virtual Bitcoin. So that's that anyway. So let's see. I feel it is. Anyway, I feel it is. Anyway, Faisal, what happened? How come someone's been silenced, bro? I don't know what's going on. I thought he was all good. Anyway, Chaos says, please be aware, any abuse of any kind will not be tolerated. You will be permanently banned. All are welcome, but please show respect. This isn't BitBoy Crypto channel. Exactly, this is not BitBoy. So never compare me to BitBoy. Smash the like, guys. Smash the likes. All right, but yeah, not much appreciated, guys. Obviously, look, we're here, be respectful, that's the most important thing. But I don't know what happened, right? Adil was here and he was mentioning everything sounded okay, but what happened all of a sudden, I don't know. The weather changes, right? Things change very rapidly, you know, very rapidly in crypto and in real life as well, and on the chats as well, as we can see. So guys, if you're here, if you have any other questions, please let me know. But I hope that makes sense, right? What I feel, right? KR, I hope that kind of answers your question. The short of it is yes. Right now, the gap has been closed. So I've been seeing the gap close more and more to the point where now they're reacting exactly the same way, right? We had a 2-week gap or 3-week gap before where it was October and November, but now it seems to be closer and closer, getting to even a 24-hour. Maybe there's a 2-day gap sometimes because of the weekends, but it's getting so close that it's unbelievable. So you can actually now predict what S&P is going to do, right, by looking at a Bitcoin chart, and then predict the same thing for BTC by looking at a S&P chart. It's hilarious, right? But it's only BTC, by the way. It's not everything else, right? So that's definitely happening. That's definitely happening. So if we do, and I think there is going to be a crash. What you have to understand, guys, there's another thing that I've talked about just the other day as well. I said, I'm not sure what it is. Something big is coming, and it's got to do with Trump, right? And I feel the Donald Trump coming back into power the second time, he wasn't. It's okay. Maybe he was elected, but let's just say elected, or I think he was selected, right? But he's selected so that the previous party or Biden party who are leaving, they're shafting him with something. So I feel sorry for Donald Trump for being in power because he's going to be left with some kind of a trouble. And I think it could potentially be some sort of a big crash or something like this, which he has to deal with. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of sad because similar kind of thing happened last time as well. So something big is happening. So I don't know what it is. Could be a global war, whatever. But either way, when you have a war or something, it will crash the market. So I see something big happening. Hence why, guys, you need to have a stop loss. You need to practice your stop loss. And then basically, as I said, there are some times when I'll offer help. If someone struggles, I'll offer help, no problem. If I think that, okay, maybe I need to help the brother, I'll help you. That's not a problem. You don't have to pay me anything. I don't need anything of you. If I've got the time, I'll do it. If I haven't got the time, I'll say, look, I ain't got the time. You know what I mean? But most of the time, I'll make time. I'll make time and I'll go and help you out if I have to. Because, you brothers have been here like, what, 3-4 years, some of you guys, right? And you know how I am, right? If I've got the ability and if I can, I will help you out. Do you know what I mean? So that's that. So yeah, I'll help, just to figure things out anytime, no problem. Let me know. So, but yeah, I hope everything is clear now, guys. I hope everything is clear. I hope all of you guys understand what the market is kind of looking like and what the market wants to do. Obviously, as I said, like, look, 3-4 days from now, we should see a recovery. BTC especially, we should see a recovery, but I really don't want to see it, to be honest. The biggest thing you could want is actually BTC doing nothing. And I would rather have the altcoins start to move, right? That's just me being honest, right? But okay, I hope this makes sense, bro, because that's what it is. They are correlated, and right now it's just too correlated, and each one could be danger for the other. Like I say, BTC is the enemy of all altcoins, right? When BTC pumps, altcoins ain't going to do nothing because it's dangerous for altcoins. It needs to be stable so altcoins can move. Similar way, S&P 500 needs to stay where it is so the entire market doesn't crash, because now we've gone to that level where Ethereum, Bitcoin, even XRP is going to be added soon. And what I mean by XRP ETF is coming soon, by the way, guys. There's 3 or 4 companies. I can't tell you off the top of my head the names of those companies. They've already filed for XRP ETF. They've already filed for XRP ETF. So just to let you know, right? So that's coming as well, right? That's coming as well. So just, yeah, we know it's coming, right? So they don't care. At the end of the day, that's what they're doing. They're creating those products for things. And of course, as I mentioned as well, XRP, they're doing crazy stuff. In fact, next year is going to be big for XRP. So XRP news, keep an eye on it. It's going to be very big for it because they are building a whole bunch of what's it called, enterprise products, right? They actually called it like enterprise product for enterprises, right? So what they're saying is they're making products just for institutions that should bring more money in, right? To the point where they're also partnering with a whole bunch of mainstream banks, right, in providing crypto services. So you can now, later on, like when they launch it, you can actually buy. So nowadays, obviously, you can buy crypto, but more and more banks, high street banks and general banks, will allow you to buy crypto through the XRP ledger, right? Now, of course, that's great. So that's good news. It's going to bring loads of hype for me, all right? Faisal has the entire list. Thank you, Faisal. There's one more you're missing there. Yeah, there's one more, I think. There's one more you're missing there. So yeah, Faisal has the entire list. Bitwise, Canary Capital shares. 21 shares, Wisdom Tree. Yes. All right. There's another one you're missing as well. That's coming as well. So there's a whole bunch of them. I just like vaguely went through it. I didn't bother remembering the names, but they're all coming. They've all filed for the ETF. That's definitely coming. And you also forgot the biggest one, brother, is that BlackRock is also filing for an ETF as well. But BlackRock doesn't have to announce it. BlackRock will get that. We know that, right? That's coming as well. Vanguard is part of it as well. And there's another one. Can't remember the name. There's another one. There's a third one. They're like the 3 giants. They're also going into this. They're going heavy. And they're going heavy only means one thing: centralization to me. Sorry, I just have to say this, right? That's all it means. So yeah, it's getting to the point where Banks will offer you crypto, and of course there's plus and minus. So the plus is, yes, we're going to have a massive hype, massive hype. um I'm trying to remember the name. That's why I'm kind of pausing. There is another name. I forgot. There's another name, man. There's another one. I forgot that name. Anyway, it's not coming to me. But let's say, look, there's going to be plus point, which is we're going to have massive hype. We're going to see the pumps, make the money, have the stop loss, make sure to take your profits because that's, you really have to, right? But there are also dangers coming with that as well, right? When all the banks allow you to buy crypto, there's massive dangers coming. So all of you guys, beware of what I just said there. Make a note. If you are going to be buying crypto through your bank, be prepared, right? Not to get fucked, literally, not to get fucked, to get raped every other day, right? That's what's going to happen. So I'm not going to go into detail, but that's what's going to happen. I know a lot of people are going to say, what the hell is this guy saying? Isn't that great? To some people, it will look like it's great, right? But many people, it's not going to be. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, if you like decentralization, if you like making loads of money, if you like making 100x, then you wouldn't like anything that's coming towards you. That's all I'm going to say, right? That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah, other than that, is there anything else you guys want to talk about, guys? But I mean, I've dropped Songbird, so we've got the video, right? That's already there. You can go and check it on the channel. It's there somewhere. The XRP, Songbird, and Flare Network connection. That's the video. I think that's the thumbnail. Go and check it out. That's there. So again, the truth is out there. And Faisal, I'm sure I had this conversation with you or somebody. I'm not sure who it was, and I said it is a test network, and a lot of people didn't believe me it was a test network, and I think you confirmed it today that it is a test network. Yeah, it is it's always been a test network. It's the only difference was that it had a coin that could be tradable. That's all it is, nothing else. And I'll still buy it because I feel that it's not over. And when it does go over, when Songbird is not required anymore, then believe me, Flare is not going to be required anymore. Because that's when the whole truth will come out that XRP was behind Flare, and XRP will use that technology in their software anyway. So why would XRP want to have competition or something else? They wouldn't. They've already raised the capital. Think about it. Flare was another way of raising capital, right? Songbird is another way of raising capital. You know, if one company has multiple coins, it's another way of raising capital. But yeah, we can go into deep dives on another time. You know, definitely go on a deep dive on another time. So any other question, guys, please let me know. Don't feel like you can't talk. You can talk, you can say whatever, it's not a problem. Obviously the moderators, the only thing they're doing here is basically making sure that if there is anybody who's misbehaving, the moderators will get rid of them. Other than that, everyone's welcome to chat, guys. You're welcome to chat. You're welcome to join our Discord. So I say our Discord for a reason. It's not my Discord anymore. Yes, I may have created it, but it's not for me. There's people there. It's a democracy. I ask people. I show them my thumbnail before I go live. I ask them, when do you want me to go live? Do you know what I mean? So I'm for the community end of the day, and the truth is out there. So that's that. Faisal says 100%. You said it. We knew it was a test network, but people wanted to argue. Yeah, many people argued with me. Many people. You know, I've had people come up to me and say, "Nah, bro, this, that." You know, they told me to get educated and all sorts. Even now, I get a lot of people telling me to get educated on XRP, and I'm like, seriously, I think I'm educated enough because I've been following this for donkey's years compared to some of you guys who have come in here for the last 6 months, right? You know what I mean, Faisal? Because you've been in it since 2018, 2019. So obviously you've done your research, so you have that much worth knowledge, right? Me being in it since 2015, or in crypto since 2015, I have that much more knowledge. You know what I mean, right? And then some random dude from 6 months ago, where he's watched some guy shilling it or pumping it or whatever, and he's jumped on it. Great, no problem. And he just understood the last narrative, right? This is what it is. It's going to do great things. Great, that's it. But hold on, what about the rest of it? You know what I mean? Sham, you think? I think what, bro? I always think. I'm always thinking. I've lost half my freaking hair because I think too much. Thinking about what? Normal cycle from here? Possibly. So, okay, let's go on the cycle, right? I know we laughed about it when Faisal asked me something, why some people think it might last until March, and then why some people think it might last until October, November. Of course, my answer to that was, how am I supposed to know what people are thinking? But I do understand one thing. So the people who think it's going to last until September to November 2025, they're just following the cycle. So the normal cycle you're talking about, they're following the cycle narratives. Like, oh, we've had a cycle which ended in 22 November. So similar way they're thinking about it that way. Okay, that's when it's going to end. No, past performance, right, or past charts, they're just a guide for us. It doesn't mean we're going to do the exact same thing. As we progress and as we mature, right, things are going to be a lot more different. Yesterday I was having dinner with Silent Sweep. I don't know if he's here right now. I was having dinner with Silent Sweep and I showed him a chart and I said, look at this chart and look at the difference between a particular time frame. So I showed him like a one leg of a chart and I said, look at this leg and look at the percentage. So the percentage on a particular asset was 1,800%. So I measured that and I said, now let's measure the next wave that we did, right? So think about like an ABC wave. So I said, look at the next wave. And the next wave was only 500%. So I said, you see the difference? It's not going to give you the 1800% that it gave before, right? It's different now. However, when you look at the price, it's a lot more than what it was. So even though it's 500% from where it was, price is much more. So what we're saying is, yes, there are some similarities that you can look at. There are some patterns that you can look at, but nothing is set in stone, right? As we progress, our 4-year cycles could become 3-year cycles. And as we progress, it could become 5-year cycles. There's nothing stopping the cycles being prolonged or shortened. There's nothing stopping that. There's nothing set in stone, right? Ultimately, it all depends on the market structure and the price action, right? So one of the things is who's going to take profit, right? When large amount of people, like large holding, they start to take profit, that's when we know the market's over, because they've had enough. That's all it is. So basically the market's kind of controlled by the whales at some stage, right? Whoever has the cash and they're like, okay, we've had enough, right? We need to get it down now, lower the price and then buy it again. So that's all it is. So that's what you got to understand. So they kind of dictate what's going to happen. So in my case, when I turned around and I said like earlier on, I think I said that 1 month ago or 2 months ago, I said, guys, and I made a video. I said, guys, we've got enough time. Bitcoin is showing us this between 2 to 4 months. So my 2 months actually falls in February, end of February. So I said, look, between 2 to 4 months, right? Why did I say that? Because first of all, I don't know what the chart's going to be like 2 months down the line or 4 months. I don't know that. But when I do maths on the previous candles that I have, and then connected to the present candle, I can have an estimate, a rough estimate. So that rough estimate, I know it's like 2 months apart, but it's a rough estimate that tells me we have between 2 months to 4 months, right, for whatever to happen, like until end of February, which is not bad because it kind of falls within the same territory as March. But it's only purely based on maths. However, I did say this is what I said, guys, we can easily update this later on. So we can change our minds later on, right? We will change our minds later on because we don't know what the chart's going to do. When the chart gets closer to the time, it will give us more indications to say whether the market is going to be over sooner or the market's going to be over later. You see what I mean? So all purely based on chart, because whatever days or dates we're going to throw, guys, they don't exist. Let's be honest with ourselves. They don't exist, right? They don't exist. So that's that. Now, when we start looking at, for example, right now, looking at the market, you've probably noticed for the last couple of weeks, I've been telling everybody beginning of the end, beginning of the end. Why? Because some of the indicators are saying that we need to be bearish right now. So they're kind of indicating that we're not even probably going to go to February. You see what I mean? Some of them are indicating we're not even going to go to February, right? And that becomes a bit of a risk area. So you got to understand this. So as I said, when we get closer, the indicators will tell us what needs to happen. We will know before anything happens, but just by looking at the patterns. So that's what it is, right? That's what it is. I don't speak Spanish, my brother. I'm sorry. I know you're saying something in Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. I only speak English and a few other like Indian subcontinent languages. I speak those, but yeah, normally we like to keep it English here. So sorry, my brother. Salam, my brother. Silent. Salam. Just talking about you. So anyway, so what was I saying? Say the island. I don't know. I know I can see Ireland. No, I'm not from Ireland. I'm from United Kingdom, London, in like United Kingdom. Yeah, UK. Yeah, we're British here. So you have low English. If you have low English, it's very good, no problem. Right? So I don't speak it. I do understand one or two words, right? So if you can say it in English, it will be much better. All right. I can talk whatever you like. Thank you very much. So you can speak English. Thank you. So I don't speak Spanish. I've got friends who are Spanish, and I've picked up one or two words from them. That's about it. Because I keep it very neutral with everybody. I don't care what language they speak or anything. I always make sure I speak in English. Even when I'm near people who speak my mother's tongue, I still prefer to speak English because that way other people around me can also understand as well. Right? Always keep it that way. Um, do you invest in crypto? Yes, this is a crypto channel, bro. This channel's been here for 4 years. We talk about crypto, we talk about markets, we talk about predictions, we predict what the market's going to do, and all sorts of other stuff. Today we just launched our own cryptocurrency as well for the community. I launched it just to be transparent with you, and we have not. So I have not kept anything. It's just for the community for fun. So complete transparency, hence why we're doing it on live. So at least people know that this is not pre-recorded, edited and whatnot. This is live. Whatever you get here is live. So that's what it is. Chaos says, how high you think BTC will go? You think 200? Okay. There is a few numbers that I've seen, right? And none of my numbers so far show me 200. So I know you're probably getting it off someone, or probably you've done some sort of a weird maths yourself, and that's great. Do maths. That's what I want you to do. I encourage everybody to do their own maths. But my maths doesn't give me that. Remember, my maths gave me 103, and then it didn't give me anything else. And then it gave me another number it gave me was 133. It didn't go above 133. So that was when we were sitting around 60, 68K. Pontus, I will talk to you, brother. Give me a second. Let me just answer this, brother. Right. So around the 60 68K, remember we saw 103 was a number that we saw, so we got that number, and then the other number we got was 133 to 137. We got those two numbers. That was the range that we got based on the maths. Now that we hit the 100K, then I readjusted it, and the highest number I get now is between 157 to 167. So based from the same maths applied on 100K, or actually it was 103K, gives me between 157 to 167. So nowhere near the 200K. However, in the future, I do get a 230K. You see what I mean? So I'm not giving you a random number. I'm giving you mathematical numbers based on the Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci is showing that. In fact, Silent in here, because yesterday I actually showed Silent this as well. We've actually, in the future, we've got a prediction all the way to 334,000 was what I kind of done with the rough maths. And then when I applied the full maths to it, like the Fibonacci level to it, it gave me a $384,000 Bitcoin. You see what I mean? So there is a future number. Yes, 200K, of course, we're going to get there in the future, but you just got to look at it in a particular way. So, right. Pontus says, I just now got interested in crypto. Okay, that's good. It's good. I mean, most people usually get interested in right at the end of the bull market when the full cycle is going on, when the hype is on. There are people, for example, who I've spoken to when Bitcoin was like, £1,500, like what, $1,700, $1,800. There are those people I've spoken to back in 2016, 2017. They've never bought Bitcoin, right? They've never bought Bitcoin. But recently, when we hit £80,000, they've contacted me inquiring how they can buy. So it's sad. And I'm like, why are you coming now for? Because it's too late. But observe, and of course, if you're in it for the next 5-6 years, then yeah, you're fine, you can buy. But expect a big dump, right? Because we are going to get a dump. And a lot of people who come in during a bull market end up leaving, right, and not looking back again because they get affected from the dump. It's a sad reality. My advice is somebody who's new, observe. We're going to come back. Don't worry, observe. There's no point looking at Bitcoin right now at 100K. We might go back to 50K. So that's when you buy. Observe, see what the market does. Observe. Don't panic. Don't fear, right? And also, I'm not going to say hodl, right? No, I'm not going to say that. Buy the dip. When it gets to that bottom level, when we don't have a confirmed number yet, but at some stage, I will give a confirmed number. I say, guys, that's probability we might go to this low level. So at that low level, we buy. right? When we buy at that low level, we wait for the market to go to $250,000, $300,000. We will go there, right? Because those are all numbers that are going to definitely come. So when we get there, then, you know, you will make a whole bunch of money and you enjoy it more. You know what I mean? But it's okay if you're here, it's not a problem. Got any tips for beginners? That was my tip to you. I have trouble understand some words in crypto. Hodl means hold. Fibonacci is a mathematical formula. It's got nothing to do with crypto. Fibonacci is based on a mathematical sequence, right? So it's created by, I forgot who, some Greek mathematician. So that's Fibonacci. KR says 133k sounds good for now. Yes, I mean, but as I said, KR, I've never given you extra hyped numbers or just random I've never thrown that. I've always done mathematical numbers. So for me, yes, I will adjust the maths, and it's adjust the maths on the up and the down, right? In fact, I already have a target price for how low we can go. I already have that, but now I can't apply that because the market hasn't ended yet. Do you see what I mean? So for me to see how low we're going to go, is that number true? It only depends on when we actually finish the market, but not before that. So even now we have the chance to go even further. We might go to 150k, we might go to 160k. But until we hit the 133, 137, that range, because remember it's a range, so there's a $4,000 gap there. And don't ask me why there's a 4,000, because normally, like you saw me when I do 103, I did 103 and that was it. There was no differences. But then things get a little bit more weird. So I have to apply two different types of maths, and that two different type of maths gives me two different numbers. And it's a range, right? So as you can see on the 133 to 137, I had the range between those numbers, which is fine. Two different maths applied. And then when I done the same two different maths again, the next number I got was between 157 to 167. You see what I mean? So it's getting bigger, the range is getting bigger. And then the last one I did gave me a range between 334,000 and 384,000. So you see how big that gap becomes. That's because those numbers don't exist. You see what I mean? That future doesn't exist. So I can't just turn around and say random numbers. But yes, I have seen that. Mathematically it's there. So, okay, thanks. I'm good crypto and gamble. No me gusta. Rug pullers, is that what you are saying? No rug pullers. Rug pulls are usually happens on, if you go and buy stuff like meme coins and this and that on Solana ecosystem, that's where all the rug pulls happen. Because what you'll find is 99% of them are scams, right? They're dishonest. They're only there to make some money from you. That's all it is. There's nothing genuine there. You know what I mean, right? I mean, I can say there's one genuine there now, the one we launched, right? So the one that I launched today, that's genuine because end of the day, I don't own any, number one. As a dev, I don't own any. Dev wallet doesn't have any. So end of the day, I can't possibly rug you because I don't own any. You know what I mean? If you go back to the beginning of the video, I said to the community, at some stage, if everyone makes money out of it, if it becomes $1 million, they're welcome to send me some, no problem. You know what I mean? But it's just for fun. End of the day, we did it. So, Pontus says you only do crypto. Yes, I do crypto. I do all sorts of other stuff. Anything people want. If I have knowledge about it, I'll talk about it. It's not an issue. You know what I mean? So I used to do a lot of like how to and this and that. So if you go on my channel and look at all the videos, there are things there, how to do this, how to do that, how to trade, how to use trailing stop, you know, all of those, how to use this app, that they're all there. But we're beyond that now. We don't do that anymore because a lot of these guys on this channel, the subscribers, have been here for like 4 years. So they're experts in that. So they don't need that anymore. They used to come up to me and say, oh, can you teach us this and that? I used to do that. But they don't need that anymore. We've got old videos and they're practiced enough. Now what we do is we talk about what the market's about to do. So here you can have a good conversation with me. We talk about what the market's going to do, how certain things may affect the market. Like today we were talking about S&P 500 will definitely affect the market because they are heavily correlated. They're now very similar. So we talked about that, right? So yeah. If you're new, then yeah, start off on a normal exchange. And you know, follows, like, all I can say is follow some of the stuff that we talk about. I don't know, you know, maybe you're a noob, maybe you're not, maybe just telling me you're a noob, but you're probably not. But whatever the case is, I will normally say what direction the market's going to go, where I think the market should find a support, right? So if you go and watch every video for the last 2-3 weeks, I've clearly mentioned, and this is when we were sitting at 100 grand, I've clearly mentioned to everybody, I said, guys, we need to see this market go to 92 to 90,000, like $90,000 to $92,000. I've mentioned that. We were on a live when I mentioned that, and the market, someone dipped. We had a flash crash all the way to 92,000, exact number. Right, fine. Then recently we had a crash, and I said that's the level where we can go. And I published something for the members, and I published something for my Discord community. I said that's the price, target price. We went exactly on that target price, so we recovered from that target price. And of course, we're still hovering around. I just want to see it sideways, so it is what it is. So that's all I do, guys. You know, end of the day, and this is my service to you guys. I don't get anything out of it. I'm not asking you anything about it. When the market is up and it is overbought, are you going to buy? Why would I do that? No, clearly not. So, bro, by you asking me that, clearly I know already you're not a noob. So, Pontus, don't. All right, let's not go there. You're not a noob, brother. Okay, because that's even a noob wouldn't ask that. If it's overbought, there's no logic behind it. So let's leave that. When you're giving up position, it depends on who you're getting the information from, right? So most people are telling you give up 8-10% of your stop loss as a position, right? Probably that's what they're telling you, right? They're just traditional traders. They have no idea how crypto works. In crypto, why would you give up anything? We don't give up anything. We make 10-15%. You know what I mean? Even on an up, we make 10-15%. On a down, we make 10-15%. So yeah, don't ask me those questions. I think those questions, you're just being sarcastic, brother. There's no point. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. By the way, Faisal, if you're still here, XRP currently at $2.16. I do have a buy order at $2. I'm hoping it goes to $2 and then it does a reset. Let's hope for that. Pontus, if you've seriously seen videos of people saying that, all I can say, God knows best and they know best. That's all I can say. Those are not things I would tell people. Yes, I do tell people for a stop loss. Of course, if you're buying, if you've just entered the market, right, you never buy a green candle. Overbought, you don't buy overbought. That's the most stupid thing to anybody to even think. So if someone's been teaching you that, they deserve a subscription, right? But honestly, they deserve a subscription, right? For being the most idiotic channel out there. But no, you don't buy overbought. I don't buy. We love reds here. This channel, we love the reds. We buy the red. We buy the red, we sell the green, and every time we will move our stop losses and we will lock our profits, right? Because we want to keep the profits, so we don't lose money. We're here to make money. We're in it for the money. That's it. So anything else, I don't care. So it says when the red candle is like the green one. I don't know when a red candle becomes a green one, brother. All I know is a red candle, bottom of a red candle is when we buy it, right? And we sell on the top of a green candle. That's it. That's the only way we do it. So you know what I mean? So whoever's teaching you, maybe you need to go back to the channel and ask them that question. I can't answer for somebody else, brother. I'm really sorry. All right? I can't. This channel is very unique, by the way. Respect that. In this channel, anybody's welcome to come and ask me a question, and I will happily answer those questions to you guys. No problem at all, right? But if you're going to tell me or ask me questions related to somebody else's channel, I can't answer for them, all right? Whatever they're teaching you, good luck to them, all right? You're just going to get the real stuff, no BS, no nonsense, right? Absolute truth, nothing more, all right? That's what you're going to get. All right, so that's all you're gonna get here, nothing more, right? The way I'm gonna talk, the way I say certain things, and also this channel, we don't make random videos. We may have random titles, but our videos are continuation. Every single day, we're continuing to talk about the same subject or other subject. We'll continue to bring them in. We're talking about community. This is real. This is real thing. So you are free to talk to me, not a problem, and I will answer whatever I can, but I can't answer for other people. Yes, when it's oversold, you buy. Exactly. When it's oversold, you buy. Full stop. That's the rules. Oversold, you buy. Overbought, you sell. Full stop. That's how you make money. So, and if you do that, then you don't have to lose anything, right? So when people are teaching you, oh, put 5%, 10%, assume loss, they're teaching you how to do leverage trading and whatnot. We don't do none of that business here. Of course, we do leverage trade, but we don't teach people how to trade stupid and lose money all the time. Right? We don't teach that. We're not doing traditional markets here. So that's what it is, my brother Pontus. Yes, Pontus. Guys, if you're here for the first time, my name is Sham. This is 0x5. The truth is always out there. Smash the like button. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Find out what the real community is about. And as I always say, the truth is always out there. And the truth is, every single video we've ever done, if you want to go and dox me, every single video we've ever done, put it in a timeline, because some of them are out of timeline, right? Because I've done lives and I've done pre-recorded. Watch them in a timeline, and it will make total sense how this channel has formed from what it was to what it is now, right? This channel's always been about the community, always been about the family. That's how it is. So, you know, more and more people that come and join us, you're part of my family, full stop. You become part of my family. That's it, right? Of course, on Discord, I've mentioned to the moderators and everybody, I said, guys, if there is anybody who's causing a bit of nuisance, ask me, then I'll tell you whether to kick them or not. But here on the live stream, if the moderators are free to do whatever they want, right? If they feel that someone's being a nuisance, yeah, fine, ban, do whatever, no problem. He says, I'm going to look at the video again. Go for it. The video's named How to Make 1,000 a Day on YouTube. Oh, good luck, bro. Good luck. Make 1,000 a day. Also, I'm not going to look up somebody else's video, bro. I don't watch other people's video. I don't have time for that, right? When someone's teaching you how to make $1,000 a day on YouTube, go for it, bro. What are you doing here? You're wasting your time here, bro. Go there quickly, because we're not thinking about 1,000. That's peanuts, man. Why are we thinking about 1,000? We're thinking about millions here. So if someone comes up with an actual genuine way how to make millions, we're all going to be millionaires, and I'm going to watch it every day. So until then, carry on. Good luck to you. I'm not going to look up anything. AI says, bro, should I hold XRP or sell, then rebuild, then sell again? That's pretty much the best strategy. So basically, one of the things I always say, and the AI or Al, I'm not sure, I think it's Al or AI, right? I think it's Al. Yes, Al. Sorry, my brother. Sometimes I butcher names, right? Because it's so small. Let me just say this to you, right? And that will make total sense to you. I frequently say this, right? Don't marry the coin, right? Have one night stands. Don't marry the coin. And what I mean by that, right? You've got a coin, no problem. You buy the red. We buy the red, right? And there are two ways of buying the red. So normal market trends, whenever you see a dip, you buy the dip, no problem. That's not an issue. When it goes on a green, sell it. Make 10-15% profit. You could do that all day long. It doesn't matter what price it is, right? Because we have the volatility in our favor, by the way. So we make that money, right? And you can accumulate more and more coins this way, right? That's one. However, there are times when we just buy and hold. And when we buy and hold is when we hit that market bottom. So during a bull market, we're already planning for our exit. So right now it's all about exit, right? This current cycle, or where we are at this stage of the market, we're thinking about exit. In fact, there are a few videos where I've mentioned, like I think a month ago or 2 months ago, I mentioned to everybody, I said, guys, I've started to get out of a lot of altcoins that I held from the bear market bottom. So I bought them in the bear market bottom, I held them, they gave me decent amount of profit, I got out of them, because now I'm exiting, because now I need to focus on least amount of coins, right? Also because when the market goes south, I need to know that I have just enough coins and enough time for me to exit all of them. So that's what I've done. Stop loss, whatever needs to be done, I've set all of them up. And some of those coins I had in decentralized wallets, I've moved them into centralized exchanges so I can set up my sell orders. You see what I mean? So those things, you plan for an exit. In a bear market, you wait for when that bottom hits, right? When you know there's a bottom. Like for me, normally I'm not 100% accurate, but I will say, guys, I think it's over. And I will start shouting and screaming, guys, the bear market's over, bull market started. So people will tell you a bull market started 6 months after I've already said it, because I'm looking at the pattern and the chart. So when I look at the chart and the pattern, I'll start banging in about, I'm like, bull market, we're in a bull market, because we get these confirmations. Once the confirmation comes in, you buy and you hold, and you don't do nothing until we get to this stage of the season again. Then you start exiting. You see what I mean? But in between that, if you just buy and sell, trade it, you can accumulate more money, whatever you want, but you can accumulate a lot more. So been holding for years, like a lot of people do, and it's sad. Listen, if you're holding XRP, guess what? Faisal here, one of our members here, Faisal, he's been holding since 2018. So he's been holding his bag for a very long time, you know. And this time he's saying, you know what, I've seen it go up and I've seen it go down, but this time I'm not going to do that. Because think about it, since 2017, 2018, right, he's been holding it. He's seen it go up and he's seen it go down. And he's realized that, hold on, when it went up, he could have sold it and sit down and wait for it to buy it again. You know what I mean? And he would have had a lot more coins than before. Because if you believe in a coin, then believe in it in such a way you want more of that coin. It's not about the money, because a lot of people, it's all about the money. No, it's not about the money. That's what I always say to you guys. Guys, you know, when I'm here doing YouTube, I'm not doing it for money, right? People think I'm doing, my whole YouTube earning is published on my Discord, publicly available. Guys, you can go and see it. The entire channel hasn't earned more than like 60, 70 dollars or whatever you call it, right, in US. Hasn't even earned that because my channel wasn't monetized for a very long time. It is monetized, but I just don't activate. I'm not bothered because of whatever reasons. Like, that's not what we're here for. So with crypto, it's the same way. You got to look at it the same way, right? There are times when you make money, right, and we're in it for the money. So we want to make the maximum amount of money, maximum pay. Right, so when we top out, consider exiting, and then when we bottom out, rebuy. And what you'll notice is you're going to buy a lot more. Just for example, you hold 10,000 coins and the valuation is $10,000 today. Example, right? 10,000 coins for $10,000 today. When the market dumps, you can expect a 50% dump, right? So if you sold your 10,000 coins for $10,000 and the market dumped for 50%, you go back in with that $10,000. Now you have double the amount. You have 2% of the original supply. So if you believe in a coin, if you trust the coin, right, you respect the coin, you're part of the army, whatever army you are part of, right? You need to stop being foolish, and you need to sell the top and buy the bottom. Don't hodl. That's the worst thing you could do. You hodl during a bear market up to the bull market. You hodl, right? And then you start exiting, because we're going to always get a bear market, right? Doesn't matter when, it's still going to come. We're always going to see these dips, right? Oh, my brother. Al says you just earned a subscription. No problem, my brother. You'll always get the most honest and no BS stuff here. Because, by the way, I don't know if you watch my channel. Oh, effing blind. I don't give a damn. Even on a live, I'll tell someone to fuck off. I've done that before, right? I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here for the BS. You know what I mean? I'm not here trying to sell you something. I'm not here for none of that crap. Right, I'm here. I got my regular viewers, even if it's one or two of the guys. Like earlier on, I said to, no joke, I went live after asking on Discord, guys, I'm free now, do you want me to go live? And Faisal, he said to me, bro, let's go. I said, okay, give me 10 minutes, I'm gonna get on. I communicate with my community and I'm here for them. And if you guys want to be part of my community, you are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. I'm always communicating, so I don't just come in here and talk random shit. No, you know, I may sound like it, but I don't. Honestly, I'm here answering their questions and whatnot. All right. Pontus says, how do you know what to invest in? Punter says I'm a sub just in case I need guidance. Bro, you're welcome. Listen, you're welcome. Of course, as I said, if there are things, I will happily help out. It's not an issue. And there are plenty of people in the community as well who, if you reach out in the community or Discord, whatever, they will always help out, right? And I'm always here trying to answer people's questions, so I don't have an issue, right? So when you say, like, how do I know what to invest in, right? So normally there are, like, so you have high risk, low risk, medium risk. Right? In any market, by the way, you have high risk, low risk, medium risk. Now, your low risk would be the coins in the top 10 to top 20 of the coinmarketcap.com. If you go to coinmarketcap.com and you look at the top 20 coins, excluding the USD stable coins, those are the low risk, because those are well-established blue chip projects. So those are low risk. Yes, they will still dump 80-90%, by the way. They will still dump 80-90%, but they're still low risk, knowing that the developers aren't going to run away, the community is not going to run away, and there's a loads of holders as well. So we know they're well established and fairly decentralized, right? So we trust them. We trust them, right? But even then, we need to buy the red. We don't buy the green. We buy the red. We sell the green, right? We follow that. Now, medium risk. Medium risk is when you start going into coins with, like, say for example, $100 million market cap, $200 million market cap. You start going into those projects, so they're a little bit more adventurous, right? That becomes a medium risk. Yes, they have a potential to pump from $100 million to $1 billion. That's a 10x for you, right? Easy, we can do that. but they also have a risk that people might just abandon them, and then they might go from $100 million to say 500K market cap or $1 million market cap. So it could go the opposite way. That's why it's a medium risk. Right now, the highest risk is like the meme coins and all of that, but not the established meme coins. So think about it. The top 20 has the established meme coins, but you got the other random meme coins coming. Those ones are pump and dumps, right? They're honest pump and dumps. You buy, you stay there maximum 1 or 2 hours. You take that risk for 1 or 2 hours and you get out. And you only spend money that you can literally burn. You can literally throw away. If you can't throw away, don't do it. I recommend to people $10, $15, maybe even $5. Test it out. Because believe me, it's a casino. It's a freaking casino, right? Those meme coins. So you will go there, and more often than not, you will see a coin. If you buy it, like if you follow the trends and this and that, you can actually buy it and do a 5x, 10x, easy, no problem. But you got to get the hell out. You do not hold on to those. The high risk coins, you do not hold on to them for more than 24 hours. If that, even not even that, I would say like 3-4 hours, you get the hell out, right? You get the hell out because they're not worth, you don't hold on to them because they're just going to go, right? Those are the ones. Medium risk, yeah, you can hold on to them for a bit longer time. But usually medium risk, I would say trade them during the like a run. So if we're having a bull run, say if we're having a bull run for 6 months, they're great hold because they're going to make you a lot of money. And then you have to sell and take your initial out. The low risk, you can hold them for 5 years, not an issue. Those ones are good. You can hold them for 5 years, not an issue. So that's how you got to kind of, how long. It's not about how much they're going to make, because all of them have the potential to do 10x, 100x. Not a problem, by the way. They can do that. Right? All of them. No, I'm not joking. All of them can. There's nothing stopping it. So there's no rule book saying, well, we can't do 100x. Do you know what I mean? We can't do Bitcoin from now. We can't do a 10x. There is no rule saying we can't do that. Right? From now, Bitcoin doing 100x. There's nothing saying we cannot do that. That's the truth, right? So think about it this way. What you have to understand is which ones can you hold for how long. So your low risk, you can hold the longest, forever, not a problem. Your medium risk for a short term, your high risk, right, a few hours to maybe a day, and that's it. So that's how you got to kind of work out the coins, basically. So hope that kind of helps, right? Will718 says, I like how the dude is talking. Let's get this. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. I appreciate but I'm real, bro. I'm just real, man. Real. That's everyone. This is how I am, by the way, on real life as well. When people talk to me, like most of my subscribers have talked to me over the phone, Discord and this and that. We've had conversations. They called me and whatnot. I'm exactly the same guy. I'm not different. This is exactly how I am, right? Yesterday with one of the subscribers, I was having dinner with the subscriber. Silent Sweep is here. I was having dinner with him. We met up and we went for dinner, right? We went for dinner. So there's a few other guys here. They're not here. There's another guy, Free Energy. Yeah, we go out for dinner every now and then as well. So yeah, it is what it is, my brother. Hey, so Al says, what are we gonna do about taxes? I feel like we are screwed either way. Any tips? You see, okay, here's a crazy thing, right? You're gonna hear this, you're gonna be kind of shocked, right? And it's the truth, 100% truth. On a video, on a live stream, there is so much I can tell you. I'm not even joking. Because the way the current law is working, there are things we can't say. Because if we say something, then we get really done for it. I'm not even joking. I'm not talking about YouTube banning me. YouTube's not going to do nothing. But other government authorities will come after me if I tell you. There are secrets we can't talk about on a live stream. Let's just put it this way. But there are ways. Where there's a will, there's a way. Let's put it this way, right? And so normally with these actual tax questions and strategies, right? And I'm not plugging anything here. I normally talk about those in a private conversation through another business that I have, right? However, I'm happy to give you 15 minutes, just as a rough idea, on a private call through Discord or something like this. If you want to join, you're welcome. I'll explain how it works and then kind of give you a little taster so you understand what it is. And then if you need the deep dive, I'll give you the deep dive, right? But I can't do it on a live stream, my brother. I cannot leave it on a video because it's just going to come back and bite me in the ass. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. So I'm being transparent with you. If you want to know about how the normal tax system works, I can tell you. That's easy. What the HMRC says, and I'll tell you all of that. That's easy, right? But how to get around it, that's a whole different story. But I can't say that here. So please. Michael says, they're together until they aren't. One department will be holding a bag for some time. Why? Michael, I don't know what your full conversation, what you're talking about, brother. When you're saying department, what department? They're together. Who's together? What are you talking about? So I don't know. So can you please specify? Because your question is very vague, and then when you ask me why what? I don't know. So please tell me. All right. Whoever's holding the same bag for some, I don't know, bro. Can you tell me? They're together until they aren't. One department will be holding. Oh, the title of the video. Oh my, okay. No, they're not. The title of the video is for my community members. I've actually shared the thumbnail before I've actually published the video, or actually went live. Basically, I published it because I'm talking. I actually, in the beginning of the video, the first segment of this video, because this live stream, it's been 1 hour, 9 minutes now. The first segment, I spoke about the token that I've just launched today, why I launched that token, done that. And then community member in Discord earlier on today, when I asked, so I ask my community all the time, what would you like me to talk about? So one of the members says, can you talk about the S&P 500 and if it's going to basically cause a crash? There was a question there for me. I said, yep, done. I'll talk about that. So I felt that was quite important. So I spoke about it today earlier on as well. So that was the second segment we spoke about. And then before I came on live, another member, he mentioned something about Songbird, SGB, not being a normal cryptocurrency, being a test network. And I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I mentioned a few videos ago. And we do have a video on the channel. I did a live stream and I talked about XRP, Flare, and Songbird, the connection. That was the title or something on the thumbnail. So if you see it, you'll see the icons there anyway. So I said, I did tell you guys, and I had a lot of people like come back to me and say, no, it's not. You said Songbird is a test network. It's not a test network. And so they were arguing with me that it's not. And I'm like, well, I know it is. That's what it was. That's what they said it was. If they're telling me that's what it was, then why can't you believe that? So I've had a few guys come up to me and trying to correct me that apparently Songbird is not a test network. But now it's exploding everywhere that it is a test network. I'm like, I told you so. Do you know what I mean? So that's that. And then now we're basically just having normal conversations. So, whatever you guys ask me, I'll answer those. That's not an issue. So we had a few people talking about what was it called? They were talking about, like, there was what's his name? Pontus was like he's a noob or something. He's in crypto, so I was just throwing some advertising. So yeah, that's what it is, guys. We're just having normal conversation, normal conversation. And then I've had one question where someone turned around and says, what's his name? Where is it? Al says something about the tax. And honestly, I'm not plugging anything out. As I said, you're welcome to join my Discord. The link's in the description. Welcome to join me there. Twitter and all of that I don't use, guys, so there's no point. But Discord is like a extension of YouTube. So you'll hear me talk about Discord and talk about because my community is on Discord. So that's where we are after the show, right? And then the show is for everybody in the world, right? So you're all welcome to come in. So it's like a marketing, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're here. We're talking, and it's better for me to talk than type and text and whatever. It's easier for everybody to get whatever information they want. So in Discord, you're welcome to come and join. Welcome to come and join, and we can arrange a time, and for 10-15 minutes I'll give you that time and we'll talk about taxes and whatnot, right? I'm happy to do that, but as I said, it's another extension of what I do. So my real life, my income, my business is I'm a consultant, right? But I don't just consult on crypto projects and whatnot. I do every now and then, not as much. But most of the time people come to me, what should we buy? Should we strategize? What should we do? And sometimes we do get the conversation regarding taxes as well. So that's what it is. So there are ways. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's all I'm going to say, right? But it totally depends on how you're going. But as there was another segment I mentioned about centralization, how Ripple is enabling a lot of national banks or traditional banks to allow crypto purchases through the bank. So they're going to use the Ripple network to buy crypto from your bank. So soon you will see the announcements, right? All your banks, every single high street bank is going to be offering crypto, and that's going to be bought through the Ripple network because of the high liquidity that they have and the instant conversion that they do. So that's coming very soon. But when that comes, I fear that a lot of people are going to basically feel the pain, because if you're worried about taxes now, well, when you're going to buy through your bank, be more worried. Believe me, be more worried. So Michael says, got it. Thoughts on quantum computers and crypto? Quantum computers are okay, but I don't think we're going to worry about quantum computers right now. I'll tell you why, right? This is so there was another segment actually earlier on in the video I mentioned about how I feel, and I will do an entire video on this, how I feel that Bitcoin is becoming more and more centralized, or at least being controlled by the centralized parties, right? Like BlackRock and all of those companies, right? They're controlling it. And how I also said, I've said it on this video, I said, guys, at some stage in the future, I don't know when, but you will see that they will take complete control, and they will actually probably do an update or something, and they will own it. They will own it, right? So when we start looking at that, we know quantum computer doesn't even bother us. Even now, quantum computer doesn't bother us too much, because it was the way Bitcoin's the wallets, the private keys and all of that work. You can't really take that away, because it would take a lot of resources. Yes, it is crackable. Even now it is, by the way, but you just need so much more resources to do it. If someone sticks a quantum computer, they literally have to destroy it. They have to hack every single wallet and every single node. You know what I mean? And yes, the power is going to be there. They can, obviously, if they put enough effort, they can do that. But ultimately, it's going to be like non-stop. You know what I mean? They have to crack everybody's wallets, and there are millions and millions of wallets out there. So I don't think that they're going to put that much effort into it, and they probably won't have to. If they centralize it, then why would they harm themselves? That's what I'm going to say, right? People behind the quantum computers, for example, Google's quantum computer is actually more real than not, right? And there's heavy investments from private communities and whatnot, or companies. So with that one, they're closer to it already, but they won't, because they will not harm themselves, right? And when you're talking about quantum computing, there's other stuff as well a lot of people don't know. Quantum computing hasn't been in the works since like early 2000 or early 90s, as people think. It's been in work since like late 70s. Quantum computing, they've been working on it since like 1970s, right? I mean, the first AI, they were working on the first AI. When I say they, there are specific people I can name. You can go and do a research, and you can see yourself, do your own research, right? If I'm saying the truth or not. But the first ever AI was actually created in 1969. The first ever AI was created by DARPA. So just in case you didn't know, they've got an AI. There's a movie. Go and watch that movie. It's called I think it's called War Machines or something like this, or War Room or something like this. But yeah, if you go and check all of those things, you'll see how they've had technology, an AI already. So they've been working on it for a long time. But it's that thing that the way Bitcoin protects us is because of that unique wallet addresses, and every single node has a different address. So even though they confirm, they actually have a unique address, and that's what makes it kind of very decentralized, and no one can take it. However, say for example, if someone decides to take over the network, they can then choose. So 51% attack, we've known about this, right? There's a 51% attack, and currently Bitcoin is censorship resistant. Sorry, my mouth is dry. That's what it is. Give me something. Currently, it's censorship resistance. However, if the developers decide to, they have a 51% attack, and they decide to take over the network and do a fork, like, adapt it or whatever, they want to do a fork, right, and make it faster or do whatever. I talked about how they might have 10,000 TPS at some stage. When they get to that stage, they could decide to include you or exclude you. They don't even have to quantum hack you. They just say, we exclude all the wallet addresses with BC1, for example, all the wallet with BC3, 5, whatever. They can selectively say, we want to exclude them. So a lot of people can end up having, and this is just a hypothesis, by the way, this is like the worst case doomsday scenario for crypto, right? So don't hate me for it. I'm just making a theory here. But it's just a logical theory that we could get to a point where they might say all the wallets starting with this is excluded from the blockchain. Do you know what I mean? Because if they fork it, and now that block is the predominant block, and the chain carries on through that direction, we could have that. So we should fear that more than quantum. Quantum, I don't think we should fear about. Quantum's not there for us. It's too much energy, too much resources for what? For a few $billion, $3 trillion. I mean, we have 130, $140 trillion around the planet. That's a bigger prize than $3 trillion. You know what I mean? So let's be honest with ourselves. I know that a lot of people will use that as a fear mongering and hype. Seriously, guys, come on. They've spent trillions building that, not to take your $3 trillion crypto. Do you know what I mean? They're not interested. That's what I think anyway, at least. So I hope that kind of makes sense to you. I hope that kind of makes sense. That's just my theory. That's just my theory. And I'm just kind of using a little bit of common sense and nothing more, with some knowledge of what's happened in the past as well. And that the fact that, I know There are particular companies who have been involved in creating some of these things. So when they created the first computers, they were already starting work on the first AI. And when they started first work on the first AI, they started already work on how to make things faster, right? All the processes and everything. So in fact, the computers that we're using, all the OSs we're using, originally it was created, there's a version of that, I forgot what it's called, Unix or something, I can't remember what it's called, but it was created by DARPA, right? So that's the whole framework that we're still using. So whatever OS you're using Android, you're using iOS, you're using Windows, whatever, they're still using that framework that DARPA built. So yeah, and DARPA actually built the first AI as well. So think about that. I mean, we're talking about self-driving cars. DARPA built the first self-driving cars back in the 1980s. There's a video out there. They have a self-driving car. So that technology already exists. So, you know, what people see now, I know a lot of people are coming in, they don't realize that, look, we're using ancient technologies. We're using ancient technology, believe me. Right? Michael, I hope that was a good answer, bro. As I said, like, it's just what I think, how I think is like, sometimes you got to just weigh it out. It's like, is it worth it? Is it not? You know what I mean? They got bigger fish to fry, in my opinion. You know, and with, you know, all of these, like, they're going into cbdc and everything. Do you know cbdc, right? Yes, they want to take things onto cbdc. That's just surveillance. It's just surveillance, because look, the biggest criminals on the planet are the ones who use cash. Biggest criminals are the ones who use cash, and the biggest cash transactions are the ones who are dealing with drugs. And we all know who's dealing with drugs, right? I'm talking about international drug transfer. Right? In fact, historically, UK, my country, right, was officially the first ever proper drug dealer, right? The opium, right? The opium war. They were the first ever drug dealers. So think about it. Right, exactly, right? But it's currency. Do you know what I mean? It's currency. It's how they do certain things. So ultimately, cash is still king, and cash still keeps you really anonymous. So you want to be anonymous, it's cash. So most of the criminal stuff is happening with cash. Now, when we see CBDC and this and that, and everyone's like, oh, central bank digital currency. Yeah, but there's two versions. There's going to be one for them and one for us. One for them, one for us. And it's never going to be public anyway. And also, when we talk about CBDC, especially me, good few years now, when people have asked me, what do you think about, I've already said to them, I said, guys, do you not realize we're already digital? They're already using a ledger. We're already digital. We've always had digital currency. A lot of people don't know this. We've been using CBDC, right? But the difference is, right, what they try and say with the CBDC is we're going to do a unified blockchain, where now it's coming out to light. A lot of people are talking about the ISO 022 or something. They're talking about that. Yeah, fine. All of those networks that kind of interconnect, so we don't have different networks for different countries anymore. They're going to interconnect them all together. Brilliant. So that's what's happening with the CBDC. But technically, your bank account, when you look at your balance and when you press send and you send it somewhere and your digits just vanish and it appears in someone else's account, what was that? That's freaking CBDC, man. That's digital currency. It's always been digital. You know, the Federal Reserve, for example, Federal Reserve, even the UK Bank of England as well. Federal Reserve only print about 3 to 4%, I believe, cash. 3 to 4%. That's including all the coins and everything in circulation. So every year they only print about 3%. The other 90 something, they just mint it by pressing a button. Money appears from nowhere. Magic money, bro. So that's what it is. So G-Shock says here in the US you cannot get more than in cash without flag. Oh no, it's in UK as well. In UK, if you transfer more than 9,999, you're flagged. Immediately, you're flagged. You transfer that to your family or friends, you're flagged. Right? You're flagged for something terrorism. You're flagged for terrorism here in UK. I'm not even joking. So if you transfer 9,990, anything above that, a penny above that, you're flagged. Anti-terrorism, whatever nonsense. Yeah, you get flagged. So that does happen. Yeah, here as well. You know. And like when we go to the bank, we can't withdraw, like, depends who you're banking with and what kind of an account you have. But most bank accounts, they won't give you more than £2,000 over the counter. And if you do want more, you have to call them and pre-arrange it and justify what you're taking it for. You have to tell them. So yeah, it's crazy. Habib says ISO 222 will be implemented by November 2025 deadline. a Ola, so I don't know what that is. USA Fed will convert to ISO 2020 March 2025. Yeah, ISO's already here. ISO's already here. What all that ISO 2022 does, right? ISO 02, whatever that number, right? It's just like your HTTP, your TCP/IP, right? Internet, right? Protocol. It's just another protocol. But what the banks have globally, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, right? They've kind of implemented, and the World Economic Forum as well, by the way. So it's not just one. So all of them collaborated together. They said, look, we should have one standard to avoid, because look, crypto solves that. These guys, that's why everyone's moving over there. But why can't we have that? Right? So that's all they're doing. They just created one secured network, right? One line of transactions. Like your traditional banks, yeah, you have your normal stuff, but when you're doing international money transfer, let's not fuss about with other stuff and spend 5 days doing accounting and wasting money, right? Let's do it instantly. That's all ISO 022 standard does. It's just another protocol. That's all it is. There's nothing else. It's just another protocol. So when the Fed does it, yeah, Fed could probably print money in wherever they are. They press a button and they could send money to UK, which is already happening anyway. So GSOC says even BTC is watched. The blockchain is easier to watch than Xcash, than cash at this point. Well, yeah, I mean, cash is always anonymous. That's what I said to you. If the Federal Reserve is legally printing, what we know is on paper, they're printing 3 to 4% of the total supply they print every year, right? And when they want money, they can just press a button. So they don't need money printers anymore. They just press a button because the digits appear. Do you know what I mean, right? So if they're printing that, where is that money? You know what I mean? So most of that 3% that is coming out, we're probably only seeing 1% come back into circulation to replace the rubbish notes that we have, right? You know what I mean? So they're just coming for that. And then the remainder is going in to buy drugs probably somewhere, or fund something crazy somewhere, some sort of a coup somewhere. You know what I mean? Coup d'etat or whatever. They're probably doing that. Come on, we know this, right? I know we get called conspiracy theorists and a bunch of nutters because of that. But the reality is, come on, guys. The people who are using the cash, real cash for dodgy stuff, right, are the people on the high level, are the people we don't know about. That's what they're using it. Call it black budget or whatever. That's what they're doing, though. It's reality, man. BTC, yes, BTC early days. So early days, other than the cyberpunk, so the people who were originally involved in BTC from day one, they were the cyberpunks, right? So they, it's a group of people who are known as the cyberpunks, right? I don't know why they're called that, but anyway, cyberpunks. So those people, they were fully aware of Bitcoin, what it was like. Then when new people came on, new people, innovators, right? Like people who opened up Alpha Bay and whatnot, right? In the black market, dark web and this and that. When they come along, they thought it was anonymous. It's not anonymous. The only anonymous thing that's anonymous is your wallet, right? Nobody knows because there's no name, there's no email attached to it, there's no address attached to it, like your home address. That's the anonymity, nothing else. However, it only stays anonymous as long as you don't go to a centralized bank or a centralized exchange or something. As soon as you're there, you're exposed again. So people just didn't understand that. If you stay in crypto forever, yes, you are completely anonymous. Nobody knows. Nobody can be wiser. No one can track you, right? They can see, but even if they see, what are they going to do about it? Nothing. But as soon as you come back to cash, fiat, or whatever, that's it. You've exposed yourself. That's the reality. That's the truth. So yes, it's transparent, but that's the nature. That's the whole definition of the blockchain. Like the foundation of the blockchain is it needs to be an open source blockchain which anybody could see, and also anybody could contribute to. So the blockchain allows anybody to contribute to, but even that is now becoming a little bit centralized as well. So yeah, it is what it is. Hasib says ISO 2020 coins, IOTA, XDC, XRP, XLM, HBAR. Yes. And I've mentioned the list the other day. There's actually 12 more. There's a few more coming on board. They're doing their updates as well. Ethereum's also part of it as well, just to let you know. The only one that was on the list but has been taken away is Solana. Was on the list, but now it's not on the list anymore. And I think Solana is probably going to do an update. So a lot of these guys are now becoming ISO 2022 compliant, because as I said, it's just a network, guys. It's just another protocol, right? HTTP, HTTPS, you know what I mean? Because most of the websites, back in the days, we could do HTTP. We didn't have to do the HTTPS, right? But now, if you launch a brand new website, Google won't even show your website if you like. Sometimes the web crawlers don't actually rank you if you don't have a HTTPS at the end. Do you know what I mean? So similar way, it's just another protocol. So don't think of it like, oh, it's wow and this and that. No. Yeah, these coins are going to pump, and I've suggested, I said, guys, buy these coins because they're all going to pump because of the hype. Because a lot of people don't know what's really going to happen. But I'm only telling you what the reality is. The reality is just a protocol, nothing more. It's just another line of code. That's what it is. Right? It's another standard, HTTP, HTTPS, TCP/IP. In fact, we are still using TCP/IP. We're actually still using TCP/IP. The HTTP is just a layer on top. It's just another layer on top, right? But the original internet is still based on the TCP/IP. So let's see what happens. Hasib says, but the ISO 200 standard will push coins and their values. It won't just speculation, but implementation. Yes, definitely. It won't affect the price of coins. It will. Look, market doesn't bother about what technology. I can assure you, right? I can assure you 99% of the planet who will buy crypto don't have a clue how the blockchain works. Don't have a clue what language it's written in, whether it's Solidity, whether it's Move, whether it's Rust, right? Whether it's Java. I can assure you 99% of the planet who bought crypto have no idea, bro, how the technology works. However, the 90% of those people will follow whatever the news says. So if there's a hype, if there's some sort of a good news, sounds good, sounds interesting, they will react to that. And that's the sentiment. So the sentiment of the people, the hype, will always pump these coins. It's got nothing to do with the technology, nothing to do with underlying technology, nothing to do with use case, nothing to do with utility. There's a lot of people who talk about utility coins. And I'm like, okay, have you done any of that utility? Well, no, I've not. Then what are you talking about? What utility? If you haven't used the utility, what utility? Do you know what I mean? So there's so many different things. Guys, let's not go into the fundamentals. Let's just talk about it. If it's pumping, it's a pumpamental, pump the life out of it because we're all going to make money. So if these coins are now promoting themselves as the ISO 2022, whatever standard, they're going to pump. We're going to buy them. And we're going to pump it as well. We're going to dump it and we're going to come back, wait for them, and then move on again. So follow the narrative. Whatever's in the market, whatever's the hype, follow the hype. That's what it is. I'm just being honest with that. You know what I mean? So, G-Shock it's very hard to exchange fiat for crypto without KYC. If you're not in the know, it's extremely hard to figure it out. And I wish it was easier. Makes me feel like, no, you're not an idiot. And I'll tell you that. Actually, back in the days, it was difficult, but it was a lot more easier as well because there was a lot of connections, right? We had organizations. I'm not even joking. We had OTC in people's shops in the UK. I'm not joking. In the UK, people had shops and counters like a normal corner shop. You could actually go and buy Bitcoin on a corner shop. That's how we were. We had Bitcoin ATMs, which was perfectly fine until they made it illegal. ATMs around every single corner of a shop and this and that. And you can literally go there and pay cash or whatever on your own, right? And buy Bitcoin. All of those things were easy before. But then they started to regulate that, right? And when they started to regulate it, because they want to do KYC. And the KYC has nothing to do with how much money you have, by the way. Nothing to do with your safety, trying to protect you and this, that, what. Have they got a financial guarantee on that? No. Nothing to do with any of those. It's only to do with surveillance, nothing more. They just want to surveil you. They just want to know what you're doing. So the KYC helps them know how many people are in crypto. It's all about sensors, right? Or they want to know. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? That's the reality. Let's be honest about it. That's the reality. They just want to know who owns what. They want to know what assets you got because they're afraid that, oh, too many people are buying crypto and whatnot, right? And by the way, when you buy crypto, there's another thing you got to understand from a government perspective, right? Money inflow, outflow. A lot of the time when we buy crypto from UK, for example, we're buying crypto in an exchange in China, for example, or in an exchange in Hong Kong, right? Just for the sake of it, or maybe Seychelles or whatever, right? Doesn't matter, USA, right? When we're sending that pound over to the exchange, the pound actually leaves the country. So it affects the country's economy. So the money's leaving. So that's the problem. A lot of the governments, they don't want money just to freely flow out. They want to control how much money goes out. Because imagine if a country loses 50% of its supply to another country, then they risk that other country dumping on them. Do you know what I mean? So there are other, I would say, political reasons as well. That's what it is. So it is what it is. Of course, look, all the centralized exchanges that I have, I'm fully KYCs, full AML, full everything. No problem. However, I also have other means, other ways that I like to buy crypto as well. You know what I mean? And ultimately, most important thing is if you're in crypto and if you hold USDT, USDC, or maybe RO, USD, whatever, you hold those, then there are ways where you can actually go and stay decentralized forever. And I'm a fan of decentralization. I always promote decentralization. So uh, it is what it is. But don't feel like an idiot because you're not. My advice is go and look for something similar to local bitcoins or something. And if you are ever going to go in with fiat, just don't come back to fiat because just don't come back to fiat. That's what I'm going to say to you. That way you will enjoy crypto a lot more. What's my thoughts on RWA? I love RWA. I think it's great, but there are two types of RWA, so be careful. There are those who are centralized and there are those who are decentralized. And there are those who are centralized but are centralized in a particular way. So let me explain this to you. So a lot of our RWA, and I love RWA, I think that's actual real world case. When people talk about crypto utility, RWA actually brings real crypto, genuine crypto utility, right? So with RWA, in fact, to be transparent, I've mentioned it a few other times. I'm actually working on an RWA myself. So it's something I'm not announcing to anyone. I will probably announce it later on in the future sometime when I'm ready to go public. But I've been working on it for some time now. Bloody hell, the guy's got a flat tire. Anyway, so with RWA, the way I look at it is, okay, if you're able to go into these real world asset class projects, let's put it this way, right? And that's kind of what I'm working on as well. The company, right? The company, are they just selling to you to raise funds? Because if they're just selling to you to raise funds, I got a problem with that because that's just centralized. They're just using you. You know what I mean? So those ones you got to kind of look into that. Centralized, but they're raising capital. They benefit in themselves. What are you getting out of it? Because you're just buying the crypto, right? And you're hoping to speculate and pump and dump on the price. Great, we're all going to do that. But you investing in that company, what are they giving back to you? So I disagree with that. I don't like that. Do you know what I mean? And then there are decentralized ones where, for example, if you go in RWA project, no problem, kind of decentralized, where basically they yield and do all sorts of other stuff, right? Maybe loan, whatever it be, and you're getting something back. I like that. I think that's good because that rewards you on top. That's like a dividend, right? Gives it to you, right? And then, right, the other type, the type I'm working on, for example, and there are a few more as well. I can't recommend all of them. Let's put it this way. But I know what I'm doing. So I'm making sure that when I do something and I launch it publicly, people can go and check out all the details and see if what I'm saying is true. You know what I mean? So I'm doing one where, for example, it's an RWA project. People invest, right, into the RWA project, but they also have a share in the RWA project forever. That changes everything. And they also have a crypto as well. So crypto, you can buy, sell, trade, whatever. But you actually have a real world share in the actual company. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I'm saying. If you're buying crypto, where's your real world share? Right? So if you find something like that, go for it. Go for it because they're going to be the best. I'm telling you. And I think there is a movement happening as well. And I'm one of those as well. So there's a movement happening right now. A lot of people don't want the centralized crypto projects because they're realizing that, hold on, these centralized companies, they come out, they launch a crypto, they raise millions from selling the crypto to the people, and then the crypto is basically left on the public's hand to buy, sell, trade. They don't really care. Most of the time they dump, right? But they've already exited with their money. The exit plan was to sell the crypto to you, to hype it, pump it, spend millions of dollars on advertising, sell you the crypto, sell you the promises, you buy, sell the crypto, do whatever. They've already cashed out. Do you know that's, and a lot of people are realizing this as well. And what I mean by a lot of people, I don't mean 99% of the planet, probably 1% of the crypto enthusiasts like myself. We're starting to realize this, and we're kind of starting to avoid certain things like this as well. So we're like, no, there's no space for that. We need something that actually gives you two. So if you buy an RWA asset, so for example, if you buy Tesla shares, right? For example, Tesla is now tokenized, it's a crypto. You should have an equal amount of Tesla shares in the real world. It could be valued least. Like, for example, if you bought $1 worth of the crypto, maybe you got 10 cents worth of the real world share, but you got 10 cents worth. That means you have a real world asset that's backed up, right? That's what an RW is supposed to be. That's what we should have. But unfortunately, we're not getting that. And that's where, so I'm saying just be careful. Look, you're saying Ondo is centralized. It doesn't matter. Go and find out what they are. There's so many real world assets coming out. In fact, if you go to Coin Market Cap, there's a categories. You can go and check on the categories, and you will see the RWA projects. You filter through them, see what they are, do your own research, whatever feels right to you. But what I'm saying is, look, there's nothing wrong with them. Yes, when you're buying a crypto, you buy, sell, do whatever. But for me, I'm a realist, and I look at the real thing. I'm like, am I just funding that project? It's okay for me to make money. I'm going to make money. That's fine. Either way, I'm going to make money. But am I just funding that project? If it's an RWA project and I'm part of that project, what is the RWA giving back to me? I've given the money, or we're all giving them money. They've raised that capital. They're going to go and do something. They're going to spend millions of dollars. We all understand that. They're getting richer. We understand that. But other than the crypto, what else are we getting? I think that's where the problem is. So a real RWA project should also give you something in the real world. That's what I believe. That's just my opinion anyway. I could be wrong. So, each to their own. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, do that. And I'm not saying anything wrong about them. I do invest, and I am planning to invest and multiple different things. And as I said, I'm planning to launch my own thing. Funny thing is, the own thing that I'm planning to launch, and I'll just be transparent with you, I'm not going to tell you what it is. So that you're not getting that. But I'll tell you how it started. My project was actually a normal, traditional business. Just a traditional thing that I've done. And it's nothing new. Other people have also done many of those, right? There are plenty of those out there, right? So it's a normal thing. However, I thought about basically launching it in a particular way where I'm going to be selling the traditional shares. Traditional business, traditional shares. There's nothing RWA about it. But then I'm a crypto guy. So I thought, hold on, I'm a crypto guy. So when I give my normal shares, I can sell it for fiat, right? But hold on, why do I sell it for fiat? Why can't I sell it for crypto? So that's how I had the idea. So, okay, if I sell it for crypto, then I need to give them something back in crypto as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a double whammy, right? I'm going to give them two. So they're going to get the real asset and they're going to get the crypto asset as well. Crypto, they're free to do whatever, like everybody else, but they also have the real asset. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. XRPC says, taxi what? You want a taxi? I'm free. I'm in my car. You want a taxi? Come, no worries. I'll drop you off wherever you're gonna go. You can pay me an XRP. I'm not a taxi driver. No, sorry. If that's what you thought I am, no. It's a big car. It's a 4x4, but no, I'm not a taxi driver. Funny, I'm thinking about becoming a taxi driver, and I used to be a taxi driver, by the way, right? So just in case. G-Shock says, so when do we find out more about your project? When it's ready, bro. Listen, I'm not one of those who's pumping and shilling stuff. None of that business. I have privately explained to many people, some people who are like very close, like for example on this, I'm not sure if they're still watching because normally we don't go for more than an hour, but we've been here like 1 hour 40 minutes now. Faisal, there's a few other guys. These are members of the Discord, and Faisal is like one of the new members. He just joined us a couple of months ago. He found me on an XRP video and he joined us, and he's now a moderator here. But so some of these guys, when they ask me a question on Discord or something, I freely speak to them on Discord and I explain what it is. I don't give the name of the company or anything, and I tell everybody the exact same thing I'm saying here, guys. When I'm ready, when I feel that I can go public with it, I will go public with it. But right now, so 6 months ago, we did prior to 6 months ago, we did all of the work to build this company, right? And there's a few other guys involved as well. From like traditional finance and whatnot, so a few other people involved. So when we did that 6 months ago, we did the pilot. So we piloted it. We actually tested it out in the thing we want to do. Like, does our method and our formulas and all the stuff that we plan to do, can we actually achieve those numbers? So we started off with a targets percentage. We said this is the percentage we want to make, right? And then this is how we want to pay XYZ dividends or whatever we pay, how we're going to structure this company. So that's what we did in the real world scenario, but in a test group, right? With only 15, 20 people. Once that was successful, then I announced it first time to the people. I said, guys, this is what I'm working on, because some people were asking. I said, this is what I'm working on, but I'm not ready to make it public yet. To make it public, there's two things I have to do. One of two things, right? I either go through the normal traditional routes, get properly regulated in the UK through the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA regulated, and get all of the insurances and backing. So that way, when other investors do come in, they're protected by the FCA guarantee, which is an £85,000 guarantee, by the way. So in order to do that, we pay the deposits and whatnot and go through that route, right? Or I go through the crypto route. right? And I go for the FCA regulation afterwards. So do which one ever comes first. One is getting the FCA regulation is not easy. Getting regulated by them is not easy and is very expensive. So I can do all the expenses myself or our the group that the company we formed. Right, I don't call it my company. It's our project. That's how I say, because it's a collaboration between many people and many institutions as well. So when it comes to that, we can go the hard way and do all the expenses ourselves, or we can go kind of an easy way, right? Kind of avoid going through all of that regulations in the beginning, because we do have partial regulation. Go through a different way and then give the people the assets, and then basically use all the funding and whatnot to go and get ourselves regulated later, because it's very expensive. I'm not joking. Getting regulated by FCA is not cheap, and to get approved, just for them to say a single yes, like even write back to you just to say yes or no, 6 months. Each letter is like 6 months, so you could be stuck there for 3-4 years. So I'm just thinking about it. I'm still in planning phases anyway. I haven't launched anything, so when it's time, it's time. You know what I mean? But I will definitely announce it. YouTube, I'm happy to talk about it on YouTube. I'll talk about it on my Discord. So normally most of the people on the Discord, they get the first news, because they're like as I said, they're like my family. It's an extension of YouTube anyway, so it is what it is. Hasib says RWA got an estimated $1 trillion market potential. So if you're new here, you probably haven't watched my video. There's another video where I actually mentioned there's a $40 trillion RWA coming to crypto. Most of the real world products are going to be tokenized. So the future of a lot of assets on this planet, are real world assets, are actually going to be tokenized, and that is RWA ultimately. And that's why I gave that example. Is if Tesla's going to tokenize it and we're going to be able to buy it with crypto or act like crypto, right? Are we getting the real world shares as well? That's the thing, what I'm saying. So there are things you have to avoid, but understand, like when you're getting in, just understand what it is. As long as you understand what it is, doesn't matter. There's no harm. I'm not saying anything good or bad about it. I'm just saying understand the reality. There are some types where they're selling you an asset, which fine, and you can trade it, do whatever, but are they giving you the real world shares? And are you going to get dividends out of that? If you're not, then there's a problem. Do you know what I mean? And then there are others who will give you some sort of a little yield, right? Oh, 5% a year, 6% a year, whatever, right? And they could be high risk, whatever. They're there as well. I'm saying, well, actually, we can have best of both, though. We can have centralized and decentralized at the same time, where you can have both assets. And I think that's the fair way to do any RWA. Your company gets funded. That's, you do it in an honest way. You say, okay, company's getting funded through the crypto. Fine, that funding's happening, which I just explained a few minutes ago. So you get the funding. And then you also distribute the real world assets, so they have a share there as well. You know what I mean? So that way is fair. Both ways is fair. Early adopters that come in, they get the most, best of both worlds, right? One, they can sell and sell freely, but they still have their real world assets. You know what I mean? So I think that's my vision anyway. But whether it comes to light or not, it's a different story. And if I launch it or not, that's a whole different story as well. So there are loads of different hurdles that I got to go through. It's not simple. I know you guys looking at me thinking, the guy sitting with a grandpa hat, sitting in his car, chilling, and he does his videos. What's he gonna do? Believe me, there's so much I can do. Hasib says, imagine a house tokenized, sold in seconds with underlying smart contracts. We already have smart contracts. Since 2017, there's been a few projects. So they were actually specifically doing it for houses. They do have, they have bought and sold houses with crypto or through these smart contracts, right? And within seconds and whatever. But in practicality, they don't work because there's a whole bunch of legal frameworks that they don't go through. The only thing when you tokenize a house, maybe you can, like for example, if it comes to inheritance, right? You want to split a house, right? This person owns 10%, that person owns 10% or whatever like this, right? Yeah, you can tokenize that, how many numbers of shares people have. But ultimately, tokenization doesn't do anything because if like a house, unless you pay the full amount, it doesn't, because a lot of the time, if say for example someone's got a mortgage, well, the bank has to take some of that mortgage back, so it gets complicated. Let's be honest, because it's been around since 2017 and it does get a little bit complicated. So I don't think that's really going to happen. Of course, mortgage companies could be tokenized, you see what I mean? So other assets could be tokenized, so we might be able to have shares in that. But when you say tokenizing a house, yeah, it's a great idea, it's been done already, but is it practical? No, it's not yet. So that's how I see it anyway. It is what it is. Alexandra says, can you please give out your opinion on Doge Elon Mars? Doge Elon Mars Elon. Okay. Anything that has Elon's name on it and Doge with it, they all gonna perform. But if you're thinking they're gonna go to $1 or something like this, there's nothing saying they can't, but just be a bit cautious. Don't fall into that hype wagon. Earlier on, I'd said to someone as well, buy the red, sell the green. You know, have a target. If you're comfortable with making like 100% more, so you put a, I'm giving you an example here. If you put $100 and you made $200, take your $100 out. No harm in that. Okay, if you think, okay, the market's not going to end, we got another 6 months left, no problem. Put your dollar in, and if your dollar makes you $10, then take half of it off the table, right? But don't bet the farm on it. Don't bet everything on it, and don't assume something's going to go to $1 or something like this just because a simple text or a simple message on Twitter or something could start hyping it. Because yes, there are massive communities, and I'm one of the biggest fans of people power. I believe anything that has a massive community, so not the amount of coins, but the number of holders, that means there's a massive community, and the community will pump. So that's going to definitely happen. But also communities a lot of the time end up becoming bag holders. But all I recommend here is don't become bag holders. If you've made money, take your initial investment out, right? And if you've made a lot more, then make sure to take some profit as well. Enjoy life, right? You're in it for the money. Make the money. Don't be that guy who sees the money and then waits and then doesn't sell, ends up holding and then realizes his money's gone down to 99% below where he bought it. Don't be that guy, you know? So you're in it for the money, make the money. That's all I'm going to say. So it's a good coin. It's a good coin. Or anything with Doge or Elon's name on it, it's a good coin, you know. So, and it's quite clever how Elon created this new, I'm not sure what it's called, Department of something in America is created is like it's talked about it with the thing. And exactly if you look at the first letters, they actually spell Doge. So he's pumping Doge. He loves it. He loves it. So it is what it is. G-Shock says, I just stumbled in 5 minutes ago. Awesome conversation. Glad to have found your channel. Appreciate the education. Anytime, my brother. As I said, I'm happy to talk, with anybody regarding anything. I'm so honest. Like I'm always honest with everybody, and my channel's motto is the truth is always out there. And I've had people come to me and accuse me of certain things, and I think, like, guys, just go back and look at all of my videos. Look at who I am. There's not many YouTube channels where someone could actually have a conversation, and here I actually do have conversations with people. And I always say the truth is always out there. If there's something I can't talk about, I don't know, I just put my hands up. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Sorry, I can't answer that. I don't know that coin or something like this, right? But most of the stuff, if I know about it, I'll happily talk about it, and I'll give my opinions more than anything else. Of course, none of this is financial advice. You go do whatever you want. It's your money, right? Hence why you will not find me pumping coins or shilling stuff and none of that business. Even today, where on this video where it says like 0x5 token launch, the token is launched, right? But I had to clarify with my community, and here's the fun part. I didn't advertise. I didn't tell anybody in any community on YouTube that I'm launching. I never told anybody. I didn't pre-advertise anything. The Twitter account was already done. That's my personal Twitter account anyway. That's there. X.com. The Telegram account was already done, but that was there for community anyway. But I just used that for the token. All of those things completely unannounced. So the first time a lot of the guys have heard about it is on Discord just after I launched it, or here. And again, the truth is out there. You can go and see. Nobody knew that I was going to launch a token today. But that token, again, when I launched it, I made sure the developer wallet didn't have any coins. So I did not buy any coins, right? And I left it like this. So I said, look, you guys go and do whatever. Do you know what I mean? Right? So there are a few people that I know they want to buy, friends, and like from the community. Again, I've never met them. I've never seen them. YouTube channels community. They've gone and bought some and this and that. I said, guys, have fun. Have fun. It's for you. Community decides whatever you want to do with it. I'm not going to own any of that. So it is what it is. Alexandra. Yes, my brother. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Almost 2 hours now. Normally we just do a we try to keep it 1 hour now, because I've had, like, again, I did some voting. There's some community posts on YouTube as well where I said, guys, do you want to see me do shorts, or do you want to see me medium form or live streams? And most people voted for live stream. So the community members, a lot of the guys on Discord, they said try and keep it within an hour. It will be better for us, because 3 hours is a bit too long, which is true. Hence why, and we do sometimes go into a 3 hour long conversation. So I respect what the community says. I'm here for the community most of the time, because as I say to on other live stream, I've said this as well. I said, guys, if you guys aren't here, if my community is not here, I wouldn't even bother coming on YouTube, because I don't do YouTube for personal gains or personal reasons, right? Hence why my YouTube channel does not maintain a specific time or every day sharp at that. None of that business. I come on whenever I want or whenever my community wants. You know what I mean? So there's no established schedule or none of that business. I might disappear for one day. So it's just real stuff. G-Shock says, I'll be on time next time, hitting the bell button. Yeah, hit the bell button. Hopefully, if it does go out, it's there. And as I said, everyone's welcome to join the Discord, right, where we can continue with the conversations. Also, if there are suggestions or anything like this, yeah, you can drop it there. It's a good community. It's a good, mature community. And of course, anyone that's not mature, there are moderators and everything there. They will just get rid of them usually. But other than that, I welcome everybody. I'll say, look, guys, come, understand. And with like a lot of people who first time come to this channel, they get a little bit confused about who I am or what I'm about, right? So unless you're willing to understand who I am or what I'm about, right, me just saying it won't make any sense. But I just say the truth is out there. Go and search it, guys. All right, dox me, please dox me. All of Discord, all of YouTube, Twitter, wherever, any social profile that I have, go and search it. I'm here. I'm not just a random guy just talking like like the voice. No, I'm here with my face. I'm here. UK government knows who I am. I'm sure the FBI, CIA know who I am. You know what I mean? I'm not hiding. I'm here. You know what I mean? My GPS is on, so they can send a missile towards me if they want. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. So, and I know I've said certain things, and I'm sure I've pissed off many people, right? But I'm not afraid to piss off people. It's just that there are certain things that I'm not going to have that's going to come back me. As I said, but G-Shock, you're welcome. As I said, I'll happily, if you join Discord, for example, I'll happily have a conversation with you and hopefully give you a rough guidance on taxation. But I can't say certain things here because that's going to be taken completely out of context, and people will think of me as some dodgy fella. Unfortunately, people always jump to the wrong conclusion before anything else, and sadly, I don't have any bad intentions for anybody. I just want to help you guys out, and I think there are plenty of ways if you know. So it is what it is. But other than that, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Please do consider subscribing, hitting that like button. As you said, hit that bell button as well. That does help. And as I said, you can join the community, and we go from there. And hopefully, I'll catch you on another live stream tomorrow. I don't know what time, I don't know when, but I will definitely announce it on Discord before I go live, and maybe get some suggestions on what they want to talk about, and I'll come and talk about it. Right? If not, then I'll find something and we'll talk about it tomorrow. But other than that, I'll see you guys on another one very soon. It's been an absolute pleasure having you all here. Thank you very much to all of you guys for coming to the chats, communicating, and basically making this live stream 2 hours long, right? And it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because you guys are the content, right? It's not me. Believe me, this is not me. It's you. You are the content. So thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. Lots of love. And I'll see you guys on another one very soon. Adios. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Adios, my amigos.